Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of The Rewire. My name's Chris, and one of the reasons I started doing these videos is because there's a lot of bad advice that goes viral on the internet, and it's awful advice when it comes to mental health and happiness. And this first one I'm doing, there's a new viral video going out. It has like 16 million views right now, probably more, and it's talking about how being late actually makes you smarter, or it can lead to all these other good qualities. And that's something that, we need to really look at when we're sharing this like crazy. So this video, if you haven't seen it, starts out by saying being late can lead to success. And right then and there, I'm a little confused. So just to let you know a little bit about my history, I was chronically late, just chronically. And for anybody who's in recovery from active addiction, one of the things that we talk about is the drugs and alcohol are just a symptom of the problem, right? For me, I had to realize that I was causing a lot of my issues. And one of my issues was that I was always late. When I would tell my son's mom I would be there at 5 to go and pick up my son, I'd be there at 5:30 or 5:45. I was always late to work. I was always at least 10 minutes late to work. For some reason, I was just always late, right? And as you can imagine, these led to a lot of issues. My kid's mom was always mad at me. My boss was always threatening to write me up or fire me. So when I got sober and I started trying to lead this better life and just be happier, I had to start fixing all these little things. And one of them was holding up to my commitments and saying to myself that when I tell somebody I'm going to be there at a certain time, I need to be there, right? So this video talks about how being late can lead to you being more, or this means that you're more optimistic, you're more creative, you're more driven, you're less stressed out. And that less stressed out, so anybody out there who's suffering from anxiety, being late is not going to help. And I can attest to this. Being late makes my anxiety go through the roof. Even nowadays, if I'm running late for work, like I have to do some breathing techniques in traffic because I'm worried about being late. There's people who rely on me. I have bosses. I do groups at a drug rehab center. Being late does not make me less stressed out in any way at all. So what I do most of the time is I leave a lot earlier than what I'm supposed to help manage my anxiety. And there's another part in this video where it talks about how, those people who are late, they're not only smarter, but they just happen to see space and time differently. And that's cool. That might be a nice little quip that you could share with your friends and, kind of jokingly like, ha ha ha, right? But that's, these types of issues, they lead to a lot of social problems, right? Not even social, but just financial and professional problems. Imagine showing up an hour late to work and telling your boss, sorry boss, I just happen to see space and time differently. Is he really, or is she really going to look at that and think of that as a valid excuse? Most likely not. And then what's going to happen? We get written up, or we get fired, or all these things. And what happens? Then it leads to unemployment. It leads to no money. It leads to depression. It leads to anxiety, right? And all these other things. And then lastly, it talks about how being late doesn't necessarily mean a lack of commitment. For me, that's exactly what it means. For me, that's exactly what it meant when I was late all the time. It really showed that I was being selfish. I was being self-centered. I was being all these things. And I couldn't understand why my friends, my family, my job, or, these different people in my life were constantly upset with me. And a lot of it was because I didn't have that motivation, that drive, that commitment, that respect for their time, that I was going to show up on time, right? So, at the end of the day, really look at these videos and, be careful to what you're listening to and what you're sharing and what you're watching and all these things, because these things are getting millions and millions of views. And if we're training people to believe that these things can actually be a good quality, we're actually hindering their happiness and their mental health. So let's start sharing the positive ones, the ones that make sense, the ones that promote, positive mental health, the ones that promote happiness, the ones that promote, strengthening relationships with the people who care about us, the people who need us. You know what I mean? So let's go out there and let's try to be on time. Let's try to hold our commitments. Let's try to be accountable. Let's try to do all these things that promote quality mental health. All right? So if you're someone who's late, if you're someone who knows somebody who's late, if you're someone who has shared this video, or you know somebody who has shared this video about being late makes you smarter and more optimistic and creative and less stressed, please like and share this video so we can kind of get another point of view out there. All right, thanks everybody for watching.